Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. It's such a pleasure to be with you each and every Saturday night. You know, COVID has really put a damper on live music. Am I right? For those of you that are out being able to see some live music every once in a great while, it's a thrill now to see live music. Here in the studio, we've had single solo artists since we came back. Since we were off for so long, and then when we came back one artist at a time, social distance, trying to do all the right things like I tell you every show that we need to do. Well, I'm excited. Tonight, we got a little less than social distancing going on. We've got 3 musicians in the house. We've got a trio, and they're going to rock you with all original music. I'm so excited about this. So, one of the musicians that's in this group has been here before. Frank Critelli has been here on my show maybe more than once, a couple of times anyway, and he's a great musician, and it's because of him that I learned about this group. They have just put out a brand new CD. We're going to talk about that, but first we're going to hear all the music that's on that, or at least most of the music that's on that. I don't know. We're going to hear music from that CD. Please help me welcome into your home with excitement. COVID has to be almost over now, right? A trio, The Bargain.
ball. We're only here 200 years. We're only here 200 years. Thank you. There's people here too. Grandma Dot is a champion of local music in Connecticut, and we love her. And thanks for having us. And thanks to you fellas too for making us sound good, and for doing all the technical stuff we don't know how to do. We're called The Bargain. This guy over here on the mandolin is Shandy Lawson, and this guy over here on the guitar is Muddy Rivers, and my name is Frank Curtelli, and this is a song that we wrote at the kitchen table, and it's called The Secret Garden. High upon a hill, looking down on the river and the people on the highway. My heart won't be still from all the exercise, and you're standing here beside me. You said you never took me for a Van Morrison kind of guy, and I didn't know why. 'Cause everybody that I know is stoned right down to their souls, and so am I. Down in the valley like lay down Sally, and feeling like a birthday. So strange how it goes when all the dominoes fall to make it happen this way. And in the sculptor's secret garden, I thought it was 1984. Like we'd step through a mirror, became people we never were. Make a promise that we'll always be honest with ourselves and each other. And if you wanna put time in a bottle, we can have an endless summer. And in the sculptor's secret garden, I swore it was 1984. Like we'd step through a mirror, became people we never were. Good. Well, that was a song about the town of Beacon, New York, and this is a song about the West Coast. I guess the West Coast is on fire right now, and that's unfortunate because we like the West Coast. It might even be the best coast. We're not sure. I wanna live nocturnal and see the sunrise with open eyes. Do you know what I mean? I'm on West Coast time. Everyone is asleep, and I'm traveling on the road. It's the road along the coast. These are the things that mean the most. The sunset's different here. It never quite disappears. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I don't get to feel this way so often. Thanks for listening to us. If in fact you are listening to us out on the, the listenable airwaves, and thanks for having us too to Grandma Dot. And these are all songs that we wrote, which is why you have not heard them before. And this is a song that we wrote about our checkbooks, and this is called Zeros. like the first time. Starting over again and again. Trying to stay friends with the past and the future tense. I keep looking around like everyone knows me. Right before I put up my defense, it reminds me of you when our past had a future tense. It's been a hard day with a hard day tomorrow. 'Cause freedom comes with sorrow, and we'll make it through the present and the past and the future tense. It's a fifth and a fifth after another fifth. After another fifth, after another night alone, or together. Still zeros on every line, just like the last time. Starting over again, trying to make amends with the past and the future tense. It's been a hard day with a hard day tomorrow, and freedom comes with sorrow, but we'll make it through the present and the past and the future tense. It's a fifth and a fifth after another fifth. After another fifth, after another night alone. Still zeros on every line, just like the last time. Thanks. Good. That's a song. Yeah, we wrote that one too. That's a nice song, huh?
That's a nice song.
Okay. Do you guys want to talk about? I guess we're going to be talking to Dot in just a little while, so we can save the conversation for later. But this is a song that's called "The End of Days," and it's about these times that we are in right now.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
need to be smiling about that.
No.
That sounds
No, it's a sing-along though about the end of the world, I guess, and maybe you can appreciate that. What would your mother say if she could see your day-to-day life? Could you look beyond the drugs and say that she was proud you are her child? Is it easy or is it hard to walk down the boulevard feeling like a lost little child? lost in that record store, breathing gold through clear plastic sleeves and feeling stoned. And looking up from a used vinyl bin to find yourself inside a Bukowski poem. Is it natural or is it faked? When you stare into the eyes of fate, feeling like you've never had a heartbreak. And it's something of a mystery. Things aren't the way that they're supposed to be. This might take time for us to get used to. Looking from the outside in, the glass is dirty, your vision blurry but true. And although the outlook may seem grim, still time remains to create the best version of you. Such a concept as reality. What do you want from me anyway? I can't help you today. This might take time for us to get used to. Good deal. All right, we're going to have a couple more for you, and thanks again for listening to us. This is a song called Jamais Vu, which is different than Deja Vu. We looked this up because Muddy had it one day coming to the kitchen table to meet us to write songs. He came in looking all weird, and he had lost himself in familiar ground, driving 91 south from his house to my house. He's done that trip 1,000 times probably, and maybe not 1,000, maybe 500. Maybe 650.
Enough to know where I was.
Enough to know where he was, right? But all of a sudden he felt totally lost. And we looked it up, and it's called Jamais Vu, which I think is the feeling of having never been there before, although you've been there many times before. Good. And it should have been obvious, everything was as it should be, including me. But the feeling I couldn't distance from came over me like a gun undrawn. Where have I ended up exactly? Surrounded by the familiar for the first time. Out for something strong, holding fast and steady on. This time he who wanders is lost. under my feet all along, surrounded by the familiar for the first time. Jamais vu, jamais vu. Hey, you guys have Netflix? People have Netflix and stuff, right? I saw this on Netflix. There was a documentary about John and Yoko. Mostly it was about Yoko, who actually wrote the words to Imagine. We're finding all this out now. Yeah, she was more important than people give her credit for. I've always been a Yoko fan, but this is a song sort of about the story about the first time John ever met Yoko, when he climbed a little step ladder and pulled down a spyglass that was hanging from the ceiling and looked up at the ceiling at a word that was printed there real small, and the word was yes. And he thought that was a very positive thing. So that's why he went to the rest of the show. Okay. Yes, that's good. So this is a song called Yes. I don't understand your question, and I might need another chance. Please forgive my hesitation, but you stopped me in my tracks. Second thought, forget all that, I take it back. I understand, I didn't know there could be more. This far along, my answer is yes. I can't wait to wake tomorrow, to feel a brand new way. And while the sun is rising, I'll remember what we said. Welcome home, the coffee's on, you'll write a poem, and I'll sing a song, and climb the stairs, it's written there. My answer is is on. You'll write a poem, and I'll sing a song and climb the stairs. It's written there. Read it again. My answer is yes. My answer is yes. My answer is yes. My answer is yes. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead.
You're going to sing one more song and then you're going to come talk. Is that what you were going to
That's what I was going to say. Is that okay?
I like the way you think.
We were just
I like the way you think. Sing one more song.
We're going to sing one more song, and then we're going to talk to Grandma Dot for a little while. And thanks for listening, and thanks for having us. We appreciate you. This is the first song we ever wrote at the kitchen table. As the story goes, Muddy showed up at the house with a bottle of whiskey, a sandwich, and a guitar, and we consumed all of those things. The guitar first. And this is a song called Seeds. The wind blows, and I know where it goes, but I can't say. The secret is too important to give away, and it may grow from seeds that you've planted, or it may grow by accident. You may not know exactly how it happened, intention or coincidence. The unmoved mover remains unknown to you and I, and best laid plans of mice and men can go awry, and it may grow from seeds that you've planted, or it may grow by accident. And you may not know exactly how it happened, intention or coincidence. And it may grow from seeds that you've planted, or it may grow by accident. And you may not know exactly how it happened, intention or coincidence.
while the guys are unhooking and coming over to hook up, let me just remind you of some really cool things. Downtown New London, locally owned, locally run, in our community, arts, music, handcrafted things. You know what? We have the most amazing community in all of the world. That's what I say about downtown New London. And you can go down there and support your community by shopping local, eating local, doing art stuff local. It's what we need to do right now. We need to support our own communities. Please, please, please. You have your mics on? Anyway, I'm going to talk to these guys. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to hear about this CD, and we're going to figure out how to get it to you. All right? Okay. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Okay. 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 So I should have known that if it had your name on it, it was going to be awesome.
Thanks.
I just should have known that. No, you guys don't understand. I've been following Frank's music for a while now.
How long?
A while. Let's just put it that way. Long enough to know that when he puts his name on something, that it's a quality product. I just heard, 8 quality pieces of music. I'm not kidding. There wasn't a bad cut.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What that means to me is there's not a bad cut on this CD. That's amazing. You're lucky if you get a CD and 2 or 3 cuts are good, then you have a pretty good CD. You don't get CDs that are all good. There's a few. Plywood Cowboy put an album out a couple of years ago that every cut was kick-ass.
Steve Dedman's a great song.
Yeah.
He's cool.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. But I just heard not a bad cut. Not one. Every single song that you guys did was relevant, was listenable, was some of them really fun, and enticing. Made me want to hear more. Where does that come from? I don't care which one of you answers. Go ahead.
The air above Frank's kitchen table.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? I thought it's not the whiskey that's on the kitchen table?
Well, that helps. That sometimes helps. Sometimes hurts. It depends on the day.
Doesn't always help.
It depends. There's a sweet spot. With too much whiskey, not enough whiskey. There's a sweet spot somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I
But
know
Frank
about
always
that.
says that the songs are floating up around us. We just have to lasso them and bring them down.
Is that what you say?
I have said that, but the way I see it is that it starts with Muddy. We're sitting around and we might have a slice of pizza or something like that, or just hanging around kind of chatting or whatever, and Muddy will pick up the guitar and just start playing something. And it'll sound familiar, but not familiar, and I'll just say, what's that? He goes, no idea, my fingers just fell on it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's explore that for a little while, you know what I mean? And then we just we explore that for a little while, and then words fall out of the sky and onto the paper, and the next thing you know, we're in the upstairs room recording it on the computer or something like that.
We usually know we're on a good track if Frank just kind of bends over into his notebook with his pen and starts writing. Frank will,
Unresponsive for a little while, and then we know
Yeah.
we're onto something.
I'll be playing. I'll be like, should I keep playing this? I'll be like, yeah, keep playing it.
Shandy, where does your creativity come into this trio? I mean, other than the fact that you play the mandolin, which takes a talent, by the way. Mandolin is not the easiest instrument in the world to play.
Oh, it's easier than guitar, though.
For you,
It's not hard. No, there's fewer strings. It's easy. No,
there's 8 strings on a mandolin.
Yeah, but they're in pairs. They're tuned in pairs.
So you only play
think
4.
about 4.
Okay.
You know?
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So bring into this trio. We heard what Frank does. We've heard what Muddy does. What do you do besides play the music?
I tend to think of it as garnish, but it's more like color. I mean, I think if I wasn't here, the songs would still be really good and still sound good. I just add a little sonic interest, a little color, a little something extra to it. Not a lot of bands have mandolins in them these days. I think that
No,
helps
you're
a
right.
lot.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's a great trio.
And it wasn't that far into we had been playing. We were all sitting around with guitars usually. It wasn't that far into playing where Shandy one day he's like, "I'm Mando in this band," and he put his guitar away.
Yeah.
And it only comes out on rare. We have a few songs where Shandy does play guitar, and it's really nice to have the two guitars at the same time. But the Mando is such a great compliment to what we're doing.
I always forget to bring the guitar anyway.
Well, sometimes.
Well, mandolin's easier to carry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's pocket size.
Yeah,
Great.
right? That's such a good thing. So let's just take a minute and figure out where you guys come from musically. When did you start playing music?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I feel like I've always been singing songs in my head, but I started playing the acoustic guitar in college.
Okay.
And I think that's when I got hooked onto the idea of writing my own songs and stuff like that.
Okay. What about you?
I got my first guitar when I was 12 years old for Christmas. It was an electric guitar, and I was only interested in learning Van Halen back then.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And it's a lot of classic rock too, but it started with Van Halen.
Okay.
I wanted to know how to play Panama was the song. I wanted to take lessons from Nicky Nasco. He played Panama. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking lessons from you. I actually ended up with his assistant, Sandy, but it's all good. I took lessons for a couple of years, had a lot of fun with it, got in bands in high school, and I never really stopped. I've been in bands ever since.
Nice. Any bands that I might know?
I'm also in a band currently with my wife. It's called Still Rivers.
Okay.
Local band. We haven't been down to New London very much, but
well,
we play
can
around.
see about that.
Yeah, we play around a bit. Yeah, that's it at the moment, but I've been in a lot. It's a sordid past. I don't know if you really want to hear all that. I was in a hip hop band in the '90s out in Seattle called the 100th Monkey.
Nice.
I had a lot of fun with that band.
That must have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah. Hip hop. I don't
Yeah.
see it. I just don't see it.
It's a long.
He's a funky bastard.
It's
that
a,
man.
it,
He's
Yeah.
Well,
it's
there you
it's
go.
kind of a it's a long story how it ended up happening, but it was fun. It was a good time. We put out a few records and it was good.
Cool. Shandy, where did you start your musical career?
Earlier than I can remember. I think I had like just turned 5 when my dad brought me to the music store for a guitar. And
Wow,
he played, he was
nice.
a songwriter, so he brought me up on Willie Nelson and Gordon Lightfoot and
Okay.
all the greats. So between that and some early punk when I was a kid, that's pretty much.
What do you mean by, you're talking to an old woman here. What do you mean by early punk? Let's
Like the-
be very, very careful how you date me here right now.
Okay, like in '77, this kid Pete Webster in our neighborhood brought home the Sex Pistols on a tape from a tape from a tape from a tape, and we would just sit and listen to that, and then eventually, West Coast came online, and we'd get Youth Brigade and Social D and all of those. But I was never much into the New York stuff.
You mean like the Ramones?
Yeah, I always wanted to. I just never got into the Ramones. New York hardcore, yes, but not so much the punk scene, the CB scene.
I can't see you doing hardcore, so I don't know. I was into the whole punk scene a lot. I had a 6-inch pink mohawk.
Beautiful.
It was amazing. Amazing.
It looks like you'd be rocking about 20 inches or so if you
Yeah,
put it up
just
today.
put
I mean,
this
you might
up.
wanna
It'd be purple, but just as badass.
We're just going to leave it
get some
down.
rubber cement.
At my age, this is good. At this age, my wife has a blue mohawk. So, yeah,
It's
she
cool.
does. So we keep the mohawk in the family. What brought the three of you together? Besides the kitchen table, somehow the three of you had to end up at the kitchen table. Where did you all meet and what brought you all together?
Well, we've known each other for a really long time. Me and Muddy go way back, playing around in coffee houses and stuff like that in the early 90s. And me and Shandy go way back, doing the same thing. Jabez and I also go way back.
Jabez,
You
you want
okay,
to come
puppy?
over and say hi? Come here.
Come here, puppy. Are you okay?
He's got
COVID?
He's got collapsing trachea, which is a Pomeranian.
Small dogs have a short
Yeah. It's
esophagus.
not a good thing.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. Anyway, so you've known each other for a long time. What brought you together as the trio that you are?
Well, Muddy started coming to my house with a guitar, and we just started having a regular thing. And we never really did that before, but one day it just happened out of nowhere. And then not too long after that, Shandy started showing up with the same idea. And it just seemed natural. These guys, I'm not even sure if you had ever met before.
Yeah, we'd
We'd
met.
met,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Oh, yeah, actually, that's
But
right.
not a lot and a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
But,
the
you know,
three
it
of
just
you-
made sense. We were all there, so we might as well play music together. And when you're playing music with people that are your friends and stuff, it's easy. It feels
Right.
easy.
It does. You guys go together like bread, peanut butter, and jelly. Like the three things, they all go. They
Pretty good
squish
combo.
together.
I tend to
Delicious.
think of like tomatoes, basil, and oregano.
And
but,
mozzarella, yeah.
you know, the peanut
That
butter
works,
thing works
too. That works too. There's a bunch of things that mix together well.
Mm.
So, to write a song, it's not like something that you do and then say to them, let's try this.
No,
It's something that you do instantaneously.
I mean, that's a little bit of a simplification of it. I mean, sometimes I bring
Unsimplify it for
some
me.
things I bring some things I bring things to the kitchen, but it's always really nice when something just happens very spontaneously, and that happens a lot. So, in fact, I've never had such a creative, spontaneous experience with anybody else than these two guys. I mean, it's just. Yeah, almost don't even want to talk about it to jinx it. You know, it's like it's
Right,
almost
right,
like
right.
every Monday we get together, and something happens. I don't know what it is, but we usually can, come up with something to entertain ourselves.
Well,
And
somebody that
sometimes
was-
they end up being songs.
Somebody that was watching you on Facebook Live, the words were digging the vibe. Is
That's-
what they said
It's a good
about the three of
It's
you.
a really good vibe
Yeah.
at the kitchen table, and I think that's what it is. What do you think, Frank?
we've had other people come, like Calvin DeCutlass, a songwriting buddy of ours from the New Haven area, came and hung out with us. And each time he came twice. We wrote a song each time. Sometimes I feel like I live in Big Pink, you know what I mean? And like these guys come in and they bring their energy, and the energies mix well, and it feels good. And I don't know how people get to do this kind of stuff, but I'm grateful that we get to do it.
All right, so let's talk about the CD. Where is it?
Well-
where is it?
It's on Bandcamp, which is where everything is. There's not a whole lot of physical copies around these days to hand out to people or whatever.
Well,
So-
in order for me to play it on the radio,
Oh, I know.
I need a copy.
You need a copy.
I do.
We'll get you one, but we'll have to burn it.
That's fine. That's
Um,
fine. I can get down with that.
Cool.
I'm good
But
with
these
that.
days, all the kids put out their stuff on Bandcamp. So we put out a 4-song EP called the Hammer Session,
Okay.
with 3 of the songs that we did today are on it, and then we put out a single called Thursday Afternoon, July 16, which is about the death of Harry Chapin. We didn't play that one today, but we have another 4-song EP coming out very soon, probably next month, and that'll have some of the songs that we did today as well. In fact,
So
the song will go out
the
with.
3-song EP, the single, and the 4-song EP all need to be on one CD for Grandma to play
Right.
on the radio.
That's the plan. The long-term plan
can make
is
it
to
happen.
put out a couple of these things and then put out a long-form physical copies at some point.
All right. So also, the DJs aren't back in the studio yet.
Mm.
But once we go back in the studio, will you come and do the radio station
Oh, yeah.
thing?
Absolutely.
Oh, we love doing that.
Would
yeah.
that be fun?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you guys ever been on the radio?
Yes, we have.
Well, we have really a lot of fun when we do. Did you come? You came to the radio station with me once, didn't you?
I've been there with Pam Strollo.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah, she's
Isn't she
great.
fun?
She's
Oh
totally
my
fun.
goodness, I love her.
Yeah.
She's one of my besties in the world. I just love her. But yeah, you come into the studio and you play a little bit and you sing a little bit and we talk a little bit and it goes out over the airwaves. And it's like this, only without any visuals.
Is anybody looking at you?
Right. Well,
Awesome.
and
Not anybody looking at you.
that just means we get to misbehave more.
Right? You can do it, with
Yeah.
your shoes off. For
Yeah,
instance.
you could take your shoe. I like having shoes on. I got
okay.
a thing for shoes. It's crazy.
I have Flintstone feet, so I tend to keep them covered up.
Yeah,
it's
me
see
too.
my Hobbit feet or something.
I have a thing for shoes, so
Those are cool.
yeah,
Those
they're
are like
hot.
Gene Simmons shoes, man.
These are like grandma shoes. They're my witchy poo shoes. Anyway, we're not here to talk about me and my shoes. We're here to talk about you and your music. We can't even do that. We can't even do that. Where are we going with your music? From here out, what do you guys want to see happen within the next 2 years?
It'd be nice to go back to some sort of live shows, and we've done that a little bit. You know, there's lots of outdoor things that are happening right now, which will probably soon go back indoors because it'll get cold outside.
Right.
But we're enjoying doing a couple things outside. We're playing, like Best Video. It has an outside deck, and a couple things like that. A lot of times we'll play live on Facebook or something like that. So we'll do that until that goes away.
Okay.
But we're just going to try to roll with the punches and continue to get together and, write songs and play them for people, anybody who will listen in any way that we can.
Well, I'll definitely listen, and I'd like to listen more. Will you take us out with a song, please?
Absolutely.
All right. Don't forget to unplug.
Oh, yeah.
So while they are unplugging and replugging back in up there, my video is going flink, flink. Anyway, while they're doing that, please, 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 go ahead. Please, please, please wear your masks. It's imperative that we work together as a community to get rid of COVID. None of us like it. None of us want to put on our masks. None of us like running around downtown like this. None of us like it. None of us. Take my word for it. This is not fun. But it's necessary. Let's do it. Let's make each other feel safe. Let's get rid of COVID, and let's get back to live music all the time, okay? I love you all very much. Thanks for tuning in to Grandma's Attic Music Review. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks again for listening. Well, it's been too long since I've heard the hum of the road under the tires. With the windows rolled down and the radio loud and my eyes up in the sky. Feel the breeze blowing round and I'm getting out of town, shaking the dust from these shoes. But I'm thinking of you, watching in my rear view, and I'll see you when it all comes around. Well, the mountains feel like home, and it's the same along the shore, and everywhere in between. Inside the desert sand, or snowballs in my hands, it all feels good to me. But in every city and every town, I kinda wish you were around, and you might laugh if you knew that I'm thinking of you and wondering what you're up to, and I'll see you when it all